Our journey continues. This is part 3 to day 1 of our Swisha loop adventure. It's been about 8 hours since we left home this morning for our trip. We didn't have an exact plan, but by this point we were hoping there would be somewhere to camp soon. Sebastian and I were out of water, and Gord had shared his extra water bottle with us. It was very dry and we had exerted a lot of energy throughout the day. We covered several rocky areas too. The worst of it wasn't caught on camera. On one of the downhills there was a washout on the right side, so luckily we were able to ride down on the left portion, but there were big rocks and they were pretty tricky to navigate through, combined with the sand that was quite abundant.
Knowing that we were going in a very remote area, Gord brought his spot tracker, and we were able to basically map every single step of the way as to where we were going. So if anything was to happen, we'd have backup. I also had left my truck keys to my brother just in case something really serious happened or a major breakdown, so that he could come with the truck to pick us up.
At this point, Gord had hit a big rock, so he was just double checking his bike to make sure that everything was okay. My skid plate definitely helped my bike, especially with it being lowered, as I did hit quite a few rocks myself.
You got a long fucking way to go, eh?
Yes. So J6 says 25 kilometers.
There's another 25 kilometers?
There's probably another 70 kilometers. 70? Yeah.
Are you taking a break?
I'm up for a bit of food, yeah. That's freaking endurance.
Yeah, it's too much. Like,
The other thing I don't
I'm
like
happier
is
with 200 kilometers.
the other thing I don't like is being enclosed.
I know.
It'd be nice if there was nice rolling hills, like.
So we left at 8:30 this morning. Now it's after 5. We're still on the trail. We've done over 200 kilometers so far. It's extremely dusty.
What's that movie that he does little clips like that because he's gonna die?
That's comforting. Definitely. Is it recording still?
I feel like I've done about 500.
But we've been on the bike since 8. You've been on since 7 this morning.
My ass is freaking killing me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but 211, and then we reset it and we had 130.
And you did what? 50 kilometers this morning to get to our house or something?
So we're at about 350 right now, just from the
And you
trip.
haven't dumped it yet? I can't say that.
No, I'm pleasantly surprised. I have not crashed or dropped my bike. I like the Kenda tires though.
Yeah, I'm not happy with my tires. In the sand, they suck, man. They're all over the place.
We are now about 80 kilometers further into the trail. That's about 2 hours later. We were doing about 30 to 40 kilometers an hour. We're now at the final intersection for us to get to somewhere where we can sleep. At this point we're exhausted, and of course when we get to this intersection it's all sand.
And it's getting dark. It's 8:20. We just finally got to here.
La ZEC du Moine. ZEC in Quebec is a harvesting controlled zone, and you have to pay to go in or out. It's $8 per vehicle, and we have 3 bikes, so they wanted to charge us $8 each, but the lady was nice enough to waive the fee, and away we went to our camping site.
I'm gonna check what time they're open. You can see they're open. Today is Thursday, so they're open till 8:30. We're just in time. They close in 10 minutes. So far it's been a pretty long day. We did 300 kilometers. Started at 8:30 and now it's almost 8:30. We only stopped to eat a sandwich. And now we're still... Sebastian's just asking for directions or where to go for somewhere to sleep. So we're all exhausted. That's Gordon and Sebastian walking with the campsite managers to go see our site for the night. Just off the road here, it's called Camping McConnell. $5 per wheelbarrow. Firewood, we should get some of that. This is our site that they gave us. It's getting dark quick, we're just trying to get set up. So it is 10 o'clock, we finally are settled. We're just trying to eat our dinner now. Sebastian's got his headlight flashlight to heat up our rice and sausage. This campground that we're at has showers, so we took a hot shower. Much needed, yes. We were covered head to toe in sand and dust. This is how far we got on day one. One of the many joys of camping at a public campground is your neighbors, and our wonderful neighbors to our right were up until 3 a.m. partying for Canada Day. And then at 6 a.m. the guy on our left was pulling his trailer, so we did not get any sleep.
It's 5:30, we're going back to bed.
Gord made us breakfast, bacon and eggs.
Chef Gordardie.
This morning we all had sore butts from yesterday riding 12 hours off-road on the stock DR seats. Definitely the next upgrade for our DRs is going to be a seat after this trip.
So we had a little discussion between us three.
There was a severe thunderstorm warning, and to minimize chance of injury to us or our bikes with the rocky terrain that we've been through so far, we hadn't got any sleep. We decided that we were just going to head home on the highway, which wasn't too far from where we were.
And even though the adventure was exciting, we decided to head home. And here comes our fearless leader, water savior, expert navigator, and ultimate sand lover, Gord!
Oh, there's Sebastian. Just before we hit the highway, we stopped to fill up all three of our bikes and water bladders. Thank you, sir. The other issue that we were encountering is the water. When we got to the campsite, there was all these signs saying that the water hadn't been tested and that it wasn't safe to drink.
When we first got at the campsite, the person that let us in, that was in charge of renting out the sites, was explaining that because it's extremely expensive to get the water tested there, they basically tell everyone that the water is not drinkable. So we ended up not being able to drink any of the water there, and that was kind of a low blow because we were all dehydrated.
Gord was nice enough to share his extra bottles of water with us because, as mentioned earlier, we didn't have any more, and then when we got here, we were expecting to be able to just fill up water there, and then we were told that it wasn't safe to drink it. So we did boil a bit of the water, but
to make tea.
Yeah, and we made tea with it. This was at the corner of Swisha Road and Highway 7.
North Bay!
I was showing Sebastian I could see the North Bay sign on the right that said 149 kilometers, so that's where Rex is from, but we were going the opposite direction, so we'll have to visit him next time. The ride home on the highway took about 3 hours, and 20 minutes before we got home it started pouring, so we got a free bike wash and we're soaked by the time we got home. You never know what's going to happen no matter how much you plan for an adventure, so we enjoyed it for all it was worth and can't wait for our next one.